All right, there we go. I have a thumbs up that we are online and audio is working. I am going to call this meeting to order. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, thank you. Apologize for the few-minute delay. We did have a special meeting right before. 1.3, we have some agenda adjustments this evening. First is we will be moving public comment to right now before we get into item number 2. So we just wanted to open this up to the public if there's anybody here who would like to come up and offer comments. Okay, seeing none, we will move on to the next agenda adjustment. We will be moving 7.4. No, we don't need motions to agenda adjustment. Thank you, though, Christy. I did just confirm that right before. This will be the motion, though. We don't need the motion for the agenda adjustment, but we do. So 7.4 is to approve the academic decathlon to attend the national competition in Des Moines, Iowa on May 1st, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Can we invite them up?
We certainly can. It looks like they are here, so.
Hello. I'll start and then I'll turn it over to some of my students here. I'm Derek Anderson. I'm the teacher coach of academic decathlon at the high school, and we've won the state competition for the 4th year in a row. These guys are part of that, and so we'll be. Our hope is to attend the national competition April 30th to May 4th. We've gone the last 2 years to Frisco, Texas, and then last year to Pittsburgh. And this year, as mentioned, is Des Moines, which is an interesting location. And as far as the plan for it, we have done a significant amount of fundraising. And so at this point, everything is pretty much all set. We have our total cost is fairly significant for 17 travelers. It's almost $15,000, and we've raised $13,370. So, very close to being able to attend and to really, hopefully, offset costs as much as we can for the families involved. So the kids have been great with fundraising, and parents as well, especially. So we have a couple events coming up, actually, that I wanted to mention. Next Friday, the McDonald's on Lisbon Street has, they're donating 10% of all sales to our club. We have a student who's an employee there, and so I would encourage everyone to check that out. And we have an Applebee's night. I brought a bunch of flyers. That is March 27th. That's a Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m. And so we'll get hopefully some from that as well. We're also, these guys are selling coffee, which I believe Aspen mentioned at a recent meeting. I have an order form. I could pass it around if anyone would like. Beyond that, I brought these guys to talk a little bit about their experience last year and then what they hope to get out of it. So I'm going to hand it over to Sophie first.
So my name is Sophie. I'm a sophomore, and this will be my 2nd year competing for academic decathlon. Last year it was in Pittsburgh, and it was a great experience to be able to compete and be able to meet people from so many different states. It's just truly a wonderful experience, and to be able to go to Des Moines will be another great experience. It opens my horizon from outside of just the state and the small community, so I really look forward to it.
Hello, my name is Everett,
and I'm a freshman, so this will be my first time competing nationally. And I would really hope to learn it and get better and progress my academic skills and see what's out there, meet new people, and see the place, Des Moines. So, I mean, I hope to go.
Thanks, Everett. So,
Bless you.
any questions for me at this point?
Can you remind us of the dates again?
April 30th, which is a Wednesday, and then returning May 4th, which is a Sunday. And the competition goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And so it is 3 days of school, depending on how the flight works out. Probably not a problem for these guys. Our students who are in academic decathlon tend to do they tend to be really involved. So they tend to go on field trips and miss classes occasionally here and there, and they're really good about staying caught up and staying on top of it when that happens.
And you're not asking us for any funding.
We're not asking for funding. We have a little over $4,000 already budgeted through the co-curricular account, and so we're just hoping to use that. And I confirmed earlier in the year that would be available.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion? Or any other comments from anybody else? All right. All those in favor?
Well done.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Can't wait
Appreciate
to hear
it.
how it goes.
I'm going to pass around my fundraising sheet.
Yeah.
Cash check today, what? Okay.
Thank you. Okay, we'll have a stack ready for anybody who wants it. Right out there. If you need to leave, you can leave it on the desk or the table. We'll make sure people get it. Thank you. Okay. Next agenda adjustment is we are going to move 11, executive session, to before item 2. We are moving that to enter executive session pursuant to 1 MRSA, Section 405-6A, for the purpose of personnel.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you.
I don't know.
What's the? I know. I'm sorry.
The agenda's up there.
Yeah, I don't have Wi-Fi on this computer.
There's Rice Krispie treats if you're in the.
Okay, we're back online. Back from, we have exited executive session. We will now continue on with our regular agenda, somewhat. We have to make additional adjustments, I think, but we'll get through what we can. So first, we will go to the consideration of the minutes. So 2.1, to approve the minutes of the February 12th, 2025 school board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? 2.2, to approve the minutes of the February 26, 2025 budget workshop.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? 2.3, to approve the minutes of the March 5th, 2025 budget workshop.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Petitions and communications. Anything this evening? No? Okay. We moved public comment ahead, so we will go now to 5. Do you have a superintendent report this evening? Or you were you not on the agenda for that? Am I putting you on the spot? And holding her agenda because I don't have Wi-Fi yet.
No, all I would say is, continuing to prepare a budget for our next budget meeting on March 19th. Did have a great visit at the middle school this week. Spent about half the whole morning, visiting all the classrooms and seeing everybody working hard and doing different activities and projects. It was a lot of fun to spend the day there. And so, but most of the focus is budget related. And so a lot more information to come next week as we're getting a lot of from Washington, D.C., what's happening there. So I'll make sure to update you. We had some updates from the commissioner today. And so as budget discussions, bringing up what's happening at the federal level. So we may know more next Wednesday.
Okay, thank you, Katie. So the next item would be our old business. So 6.1, to approve the second reading of the following policies. DN, school properties disposition.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? To approve the second reading of IHBA, individualized education programs.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? To approve the second reading of ILD, educational research, student submission to surveys, analyses, or evaluations.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Katie,
Yeah.
do any of these get tied to any funding that we have? Getting that information out?
It helps a lot of organizations. Well, one is the
Right.
and that helps a lot of the organizations and nonprofits. It's all confidential on what that
Sure.
information, who's filling that out, but they use a lot of that data to drive their grants, which help our students.
Okay.
Any more discussion? All those in favor? Okay, on to 7.1 to, oh, sorry, thank you. 6.2 we will table until our next regular meeting, which is March 26th. Seven point one to approve the first reading of the following policies.
I'll make a comment here because I've told you this before. So when you approved these policies in November, that's because the law had changed. And so we had to update everything. So now with the President's executive order on Title IX, these are being, what I did is I took our current ones against Drummond Woodsum's 2020. So they sent me the 2020 policies, and that's why you're seeing a lot of crossing out. And so the new law that we did in November is we broke things out. They broke them out and made those different procedures. So what we've done is we've collapsed back. That's why you're seeing two procedures deleted, is it's not necessary anymore. So it's really just going back again to what you had approved in 2020 in essence. So that's why you're seeing a lot of read out, and when you approve these, we'll make sure they're all formatted correctly. Okay. So just want to make sure we're following what we need to be following. And as you've been hearing a lot about Title IX and so forth is, although the President did an executive order, Maine has their own laws, so there is a mix of that. So when you see some things that you think, oh, is that still in play? It is in the state level. So until state law is changed or not changed, these are why you're seeing things that are still in the policy.
Okay, thank you, Katie. So the first one is ACAA, unlawful harassment of students and sexual harassment of students.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Go ahead,
I
Robert.
guess my question would be, is there a lawful harassment that we have to have unlawful harassment? It can't be just harassment?
That it was the title that Drummond
Yeah.
Woodsum had.
Yeah.
So
All right.
that's why I had it there.
Are you thinking that we need to,
Well, I just don't know. I mean, if it's harassment, it's unlawful.
Yeah, we can take it off. I
So
just
I don't
copied it.
understand the need for unlawful harassment compared to lawful harassment, right?
Harassment's harassment.
Right.
All right, so the agreement to, you want that removed?
do we want that stricken?
We'll strike that for your second reading.
Thank you.
It's not anywhere else. I
No, I
did
know.
check
That's
that.
what that was my question.
I
It's
did
not
ju-
anywhere else.
It's funny you should say it, Robbie, because I went back and reread. I was like,
Yeah.
why is it not here? But it was in the title.
Right.
So, fine.
Yeah, I think it was a typo.
Yeah.
I think it's just harassment, right?
Right.
Yeah.
To scratch. Yeah.
So ACAA is all about the students, and ACAB is all about the employee.
Right. No, they
Right.
don't. They
So
don't.
Right, I know. That's what. So, it's fine.
So we'll strike that for second reading. There is a typo, Christy, on the top of,
Oh, in the red, right here.
the top of page 2. But yeah, the top of page 1 as well. Yeah, TEH, supposed to be the.
I'm not seeing it.
Page 2, second line.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll clean all the
Okay.
edits up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll make sure that those are.
Yeah, I'll make sure that I ran it through spelling and grammar, but, you know, I may have missed something. So we'll just make sure it's double checked.
Okay, perfect.
Because it's hard when I want you to see what's been removed, what's been adjusted, so sometimes, yeah.
And Katie, the title, it says harassment of students and sexual harassment of students.
Hmm. So we can say harassment
Can we
and
just
sexual
title it the
harassment.
same way?
Yep.
Harassment,
Should be harassment and sexual harassment of students.
and same with ACAB, says harassment
Yeah.
of employee, it says it twice.
Okay, that's my cut and pasting.
It's okay.
Any other discussion?
Thank you.
All those in favor? Okay, all set. With that one, so we can move on to, you can have this back.
No, it's all right. No, I'm
I
going
was
in
able
order.
to get it too,
Oh.
online, offline, but I got it. Thank you. ACAB, so to approve the first reading of ACAB, harassment of employees and sexual harassment of school employees.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Just changing the name to harassment and sexual harassment of school
Yeah.
employees.
Correct.
And any potential. Yeah, that's.
She matched that. Too.
Mm-hmm. It was matched.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor? To approve the first reading of AC, non-discrimination, equal opportunity, and affirmative action.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Go ahead, Robbie.
Did anybody find non-discrimination, equal opportunity, and affirmative action like a different connotation, you know? I mean, why wouldn't it be non-discrimination?
That's the current title.
Yeah.
This is the current policy. The only thing that has been changed is what was strike through.
Yeah. Okay.
So I didn't change that.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Okay, so 7.2 to approve the reading of the following procedure and exhibits. ACAA-R, student discrimination, and Title IX, sexual harassment complaint procedure.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All right, all those in favor?
It's a long one.
To approve the reading of ACAB-R, employee discrimination and sexual harassment complaint procedure.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Seven dot three. Let me just double check myself. Yeah. 7.3 to approve deleting the following procedures: ACAA-R2 and ACAB-R2.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Okay. 7.5 to approve the 25-26 school calendar.
So the big change here is moving the January workshop to March workshop, because we want to participate in the rendezvous that's being offered. And so that's the big difference. The calendar also was created in concert with the region. So the region has already met on this, agreed to, like, you'll see a 2-week vacation at Christmas. That was agreed to upon the group. And where the workshop days, where school started, those type of things have been discussed through the region.
Questions, discussion? Go ahead, Robbie.
Katie, have we gone back and looked at, I know our half days on Wednesdays.
Mhm.
I know we're getting a lot of professional development, but can we get a report on that?
Sure.
On, you know, what we're doing on them days and how it's going?
Yep, we can add that to one of the agenda items. Sure.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Christy.
I was actually going to email you guys ahead of the meeting.
Okay.
That is something that I don't know if concern is the right way, but as we continuously hear that our students are having difficulties and they're spending less time in seats as they have since we came back from COVID, I think the community and myself included need more evidence of the 2 hour versus the 1 hour. I know that we need to approve a calendar, but I do think it needs to be on our radar, because it feels like sometimes that they're out of school a lot, when it's every Wednesday. And I'm not sure we can do anything for this upcoming school year, but I think we need to consider that.
It definitely can be a talk. I mean, Nicole and I can talk about when is a good time for you to start talking about it. If you want to make those type of changes, maybe you do that early on so you can get feedback from the teachers,
Yeah.
feedback from parents,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
That's
maybe
what I was wondering.
like in the fall.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can-
I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
opposed to it. I just
No, me
want to
neither.
know.
Oh, no, no.
I just want to know that way.
I've gone through that a lot
It's
with
working.
half day Wednesdays. Yes.
Yeah.
So yes,
I think it's worth the revisit, right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Every 5 years or so, it comes back around, and it's good too. I think you're absolutely right. Making sure everybody does understand what's going on, what's the value, what's the return on investment. So, but I think Nicole, with the new superintendent, can make a plan like how to bring that forward and when. Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? Do we know why we have feedback? Are we still online? Are we still audio though? Cool.
There are some dates that the federal government is thinking of removing. What happens if those dates are removed? Because I know Juneteenth was one, Martin Luther King. What happens if that is no longer?
Well, we're not in school on June 19th this year.
No, I'm just saying.
Right.
You mean
yeah.
if there are holidays we're no longer going to be
Right.
observing,
Observed by
as
the
they,
feds.
as they say?
How does that affect us?
Well, you have to do 175 school days for students, and then you have 181 for your staff. So it would just be a matter of, is that going to be a day that's just off, not
Yeah.
because of a holiday?
Okay.
Or are you going to go on that day and then back up your last day?
That's what I'm.
And
yeah.
probably regionally, there'll have to be a conversation because LRTC, whatever LRTC in Auburn, Lewis and Auburn, we want to make sure we're aligned to that. So that'll be definitely a district region discussion, probably a state discussion.
We probably have to amend the calendar depending on
Yeah.
when that happens. Does anybody want me to call out the elephant in the room that we talked about? I'll do it just for sake of letting everybody know that we discussed it. Remote learning. Probably something else that we could take up with our new superintendent. I mean, Katie, I know Katie's position, but which is, whatever's best for the students and works for that day. She struggles with those decisions sometimes, as I would. I don't like remote learning, so that's a personal thing for me, but we were thinking maybe some sort of compromise. The first two are traditional, the next three are, or first two are remote, the next three are traditional. So something to think about, and we might want to table that to have that discussion when we do have a new superintendent in place. So
Yeah, because we had a good discussion about it. Is right now, the last day of school would be a Wednesday. So some districts do, well, the first three are the first five, right? So then you're going over the weekends. I said, Nicole, well, compromise is maybe the first two are snow days and the rest are remote so that you stop at Friday. But then the timing, you never know the timing, right? And then, I've heard the comment, well, remote, it's, some students don't participate in it. Okay, so what's life like on June 10th compared to remote learning day on February 6th? That more learning. More learning is happening on February 6th than would be happening on June 10th. So we had a really good conversation
she
about
said
it.
that to me. I go, yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah.
Because the administrators, we talked a lot about that, and they brought that up. They're like, it's high engagement, students are involved, and is that a better learning day than in June 10th? And so you probably can make an argument either way. But what I told Nicole is we need to be committed to making it work. So her feedback about things have helped, and your feedback and parent, we're working hard, and NJ and her team, Norma Jean and her team, have been working with teachers, especially those who may struggle, to give them the confidence, give them the tools, so that every student has the opportunity. And like any weather event, parents have the option to not send their child on a day they didn't feel it was safe for the road. So if you couldn't manage, a daycare and there's 10 kids and they can't get on it, then it's an excused absence. So I did tell her that if we have to do another one, hopefully we don't, I would add that to my announcement, is that if this is a hardship, please contact your child's teacher, and it will be an excused absence. So we can do things, but the feeling right now is it's a lot of learning going on that day. And we also get snow days. People like, it's a snow day. So it is a balance. I understood. I understood.
Great conversation on that.
Yeah. What?
So I know it does say on here that we will try, but I think that's still just
Sure.
up for, some, I don't want to say debate, but it's
Conversation.
sure.
We used to have to get up at the same time to watch Channel 6 and watch the scroll go.
I missed your alphabet and the banner. You
Yeah,
were
that's
you were
right.
sticking around till the
Yeah.
next roll around. I did
Kinda
too.
missed that.
I did too.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else regarding the calendar? Okay. Are we ready? Ready to approve? Yeah, there wasn't a motion, so we just said to approve. We didn't actually go a motion. Yeah, let's do a motion. Motion to approve this 2025-26 school calendar.
So moved.
Second.
We already had discussion, but if there's any more. Okay. All those in favor? Thank you. Okay. So sorry for the scatteredness this evening. That brings us to just going over our future meetings. So March 19th, next Wednesday, our public hearing and budget workshop at Oak Hill High School at 5:30 p.m., which is unusual. So I just wanted to make that kind of highlight, because normally the other ones are at 6:30, so 5:30. And then we will have our regular board meeting on March 26th. And I apologize, I skipped 10 board member comments, so I will go ahead, Diane.
Just Jen Brinko over at the middle school sent you all an email regarding a project Puffin that they're doing there.
Can you
Um,
get closer?
You're my, I don't know if it's
Sorry.
on, Diane.
No, it's because.
Okay,
oh,
there it is.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you.
Jen Rinko over at the middle school is doing a project with the fifth graders called Project Puffin. And they're looking to raise $100 to adopt a puffin. Each class is responsible for raising $25. So they have made bracelets here. I can sell them to you if you'd like. I also have these other stretchy bracelets, and I have lots of bookmarks here if you're interested in purchasing a bookmark. And I also got to volunteer a little bit at the middle school. I went and helped Michaela. I helped clean a closet there and took inventory of everything in the closet, and I sent all that information to Michaela and over to Shelley, so she knows what she has for language arts and math materials.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Anybody else?
I have a comment. So, Carrie Ricker is doing one book across the school, and I hope I'm not stealing anybody's thunder for their next board meeting, but they're reading this book called Og the Frog, which is a series that our older students, so for those of us that have middle school students, when they first did the one book, it's the same characters. So as my fourth grader is reading it, and they read a Humphrey book last year too. So as they're reading it, it's turned into a whole family affair because we all know all of like the plot line that has happened over the last 3 or 4 years in this series of books. So I want to give a shout out to our literacy coaches and our teachers who all recorded chapters so you can listen to it. It's just a really well done program.
I just had a thought. My son, he's in 3rd grade, and he's reading the book. He's a little naughty this week, so he has some repercussions from that. And he goes, "Hey, I know what I could do while doing a certain activity. I can read my book." I was like,
Yes, you can.
absolutely. And he was happy to do it. He was excited to do it. It wasn't a chore. So yeah, thank you for that.
Nicole? Yeah, I'd like to see, and I'm going to rely on Mel and probably Marco for this, a presentation maybe in our upcoming meetings about where our seniors are going. You know, get some kind of idea, maybe, you know, the amount of schools that they're going to, which schools. Right, yeah. Right, sure. That any time is which make it available for you guys. I think that would be nice to put that out to the public. You know, so that way there, you know, we can get that information out to where our students are going and how successful they are. Yep. No. Right, yeah, for this year's. Yeah, I think that would just be, you know, one more thing that we could get out to the community at a board meeting. So, you know, people can know. Yeah, thank you. Yep. Yeah, yep, no, that would be fine, sure. Yep.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Go ahead, Christy.
Can I ask for just clarification? So we have a meeting on the next Wednesday, and it says on here that it's a budget meeting and a referendum. Can we just clarify what it is?
So it's a public hearing.
So the public is invited,
Yes, there is no vote.
and
So-
what it's about. I know that Katie sent out a letter, but I'm just trying to.
Yes. Yep. Yep, Kitty did send out a letter, which has been, I believe, has also been distributed to the town. So if not, then,
We got it in the mail.
They got the postcard. You got a postcard.
and we got postcards out there. I haven't gotten mine yet, so that's not surprising.
Came yesterday.
Yeah, my next couple days or so. Yeah, so it's to discuss the Sabattis primary school closing vote that is scheduled for April 8th. So it is to have comments and questions for the board, but not a vote. There will be no vote.
So it's similar to the SRRF. Remember when we did that, when I went over the that's what it is. So it'll be a special meeting agenda. The first item will be the public hearing. I'll do a quick overview of, you know, here's what we're doing, here's where the grades are moving, what you've heard before. Then the public can come and ask questions. Then that will close and you'll go into your budget workshop. And it's all going to be right in the gym. So Norma Jean, I've talked about, she's just going to shift it right into using the owl and using microphones. We'll stay on microphones, but we'll close the square for our budget workshop.
I think that's just helpful. I think that's just helpful for the public to know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Good question. Anybody else? All right. Without objection, our meeting is now adjourned. 8 p.m. Thank you.
Do I have? Does it have to be in black?
No, just legible and feels.
Yes, but I wanted you to. Did you have a chance to look at it? You don't have to do it right
Do we have to sign?
I don't have to do it.
No.
I can hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I shared it on Google Docs, but